Hey, everybody, this is Joe Joseph, and this is the DailySheeple.com's news shot. Mike Krieger, LibertyBlitzkrieg.com. Great site. Check him out. What a wonderful blogger. And he had a piece. The DEA has stolen $3.2 billion from Americans without charges since 2007. That's something to be proud of. In a previous video, I talked about the war on drugs and just how shady and how criminal it actually is. Mike Krieger wrote this. Yeah, it's disgusting, inappropriate to a free people, but that's the point. We're not a free people. We become a bunch of authority-worshipping subjects toiling on a plantation dominated by multinational companies who write our laws and manipulate our thoughts through corporate media. The worst part is we do nothing or anything about it. There's nothing. We elect Trump and then puff our chests out yelling stupid slogans like MAGA as molestations from the TSA gets worse. Well done, everybody. He wrote that in an article the other day. And he says, I was pleased at that paragraph that I wrote connected with so many people, but for those of you who think I was being hyperbolic, take a look at the following excerpts from a piece recently written by the Washington Post. Since 2007, the DEA has taken $3.2 billion in cash from people not charged with a crime. And of course, he's talking about civil asset forfeiture. It says the Drug Enforcement Administration takes billions of dollars in cash from people who are never charged with criminal activity. Since 2007, a total of $4 billion has been seized by the DEA in cash from people of suspected involvement with the drug trade. But 81% of those seizures, totaling $3.2 billion, were conducted administratively, meaning no civil or criminal charges were brought against the owners of the cash, and no judicial review of the seizures ever occurred. Remember, my friends, the terrorists hate our freedom. You hear that all the time. All the terrorists, they hate our freedom over in America. Folks, we're not free. As a matter of fact, if you go to Syria, and I'm just going to use this as an example because Syria is the one that's been vilified here lately, you'll come to find that Syrians are more free than we are. And I'm not exaggerating. I spent time in that area. I know. I've been there, done that, witnessed it. Come back. And I'll tell you what, you have been totally bamboozled as to how people live over there, what people do over there. Are there extremists? Absolutely. Do we have extremists here? Yeah, it's called our government. It's called the DEA. It's called the police. Those are extremists. We're not extremists. All we want to do is be left alone. We don't get that. Instead, the fact that we're taxed into oblivion's not enough. Let me just go steal your stuff, too, without probable cause. It's state-sanctioned theft. And there's very little you can do about it unless you have deep pockets. These seizures are all legal under the controversial practice, of course, again, of civil asset forfeiture, where basically you have to prove that the property's innocent. I know, it's as crazy as it sounds, because it's crazy. They actually say that the property's the one that's got to be proved innocent, like the cash did the crime. Not kidding. It's really an extremely perverse profit motive that a lot of people have done exposés on, and still to this day, there is not enough outrage to stop this behavior, this activity. And I just wonder what it's going to take for people to pull their heads out of their asses and actually do something about this. Listen to this. The scope of asset forfeiture is staggering. Since 2007, the Department of Justice Asset Forfeiture Fund, that's right, they actually have an asset forfeiture fund, that's what it's called, which collects proceeds from seized cash and other properties, has ballooned to $28 billion. In 2014 alone, authorities seized $5 billion in cash and property from people, greater than the value of all documented losses to burglary, to actual crime. Think about that. Some of the encounters were based on tips from confidential sources working in the travel industry, a number who have received large sums of money in exchange for their cooperation. See, folks, it's all a lie. It's all a lie. Everything that you think is for real is a lie. I can show you, if presented a case, whether it be public education, whether it be civil asset forfeiture, whether it be illegal wars, I can show you the truth and show you how they use psychoanalytical theory and propaganda practices that have been in play for well over a century to dupe you into thinking that you're free and that this is okay and that this is for your benefit. When really it does nothing. It's more of a Bohica moment. Bend over, here it comes again. It's unbelievable. It's unacceptable, and we shouldn't stand for it. I'm Joe Joseph. This was thedailysheeple.com's News Shot. Thank you, Mike Krieger, for that wonderful article, and I will have one again for you real soon. Take care, everybody.